Hi guys, I'm Adam Powers here with EW at New York Comic Con, and I got the cast and crew of Voltron, Legendary Defender. So we got Pidge's actress, Bex Taylor-Klaus, and we got writer Tim Hedrick, and EPs Joaquim dos Santos and Laura Montgomery. Voltron is going to come back together once everyone's come back together, but it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a shift in the team dynamic. Can you talk a little bit about what's going to happen with Shiro?
Lauren, you want to jump in there?
We can't really talk about it, but we can say that each of the characters kind of has to go through their journey and learn a little bit about themselves in order to evolve and ultimately get back together, bring Voltron back together. We wanted to kind of break the characters off and really have them, have that time to kind of have to deal with stuff on their own versus being able to rely on the team. And where Shiro and Keith end up will remain to be told in the show.
Yeah,
we're in sort of spoiler alert warning.
Well, from the original series, we can know that Shiro, who is kind of Sven's alternate, we know that Sven doesn't really work out. So how much of the old show is informing where we're going in the new show?
Well, I like to liken it to The Walking Dead, where we will take what we like and what we think really works for our show, but there are other things where we will just deviate. And I think we've kind of shown in the past with, we hinted at Shiro's death with the Hagar fight, where in the original show, that fight was when Sven was actually taken out of the show. But our Shiro made it through, and he's still alive, as far as we know. So, we don't always follow it exactly. We are trying to make a new show that is unique. And so we just kind of take it beat by beat, and we use the good and we do away with the bad.
Yeah, we kind of zig sometimes rather than zag, where the old show did, just to kind of keep people on their toes. I will say that I very much like that you said it didn't work out so good for Sven in the original, because that's a nice way of saying he kicked the bucket.
Planet.
Yeah.
Well, it is a very unique show. I really love how it really brings about the action and the comedy and the emotion. Your work on Avatar and Korra, how much of that really influenced your partaking in this?
Oh, quite a bit. I mean, that's what we really like to do. I mean, when we make shows like this, we know that we want to hit an audience of kids so that kids can enjoy it, but I write everything so that I enjoy it too.
Yeah.
And these guys do the same thing when they make the show. And, with a cast like this, I mean, it's kind of can't miss. You can serve up some really great jokes, and these guys are going to nail it every time. But, I mean, that's all just to underpin, like, the drama that we got to get. Like, if fans aren't crying, then we're not doing our jobs. So that's kind of where we like to head.
My favorite thing about this new take on it is, Bex, your Pidge is just totally steals the show for me. Can you talk a little bit about that reveal of her becoming her, and can you talk a little bit about gender fluidity, maybe how much of that is important to writing the show?
Well, I can't speak on how important it is to writing the show. That's all for Lauren. But the whole way through, Pidge's gender was never really a big deal for her. And I think that made it a lot easier. I like to think that made it a lot easier for the other characters and everything in the show for it just to move straight past that and let her be her. And once her secret was off her chest, that helped her kind of interact with the others in a way that she hadn't really interacted with anyone before, and kind of opened a gateway to the relationship that she can have with the rest of the Paladins.
How do you feel that reveal will resonate with fans, especially younger fans?
I think the reveal was done really well. It's just, this is the fact. We're going to plainly state the facts. This is what it is. This is who I am, and you're going to deal with it. And I think that it was done really well, and the way that the Paladins all reacted so beautifully, I think is a really good thing for kids and even teens to see. That it's okay to, when you let out something that's been bugging you for a while, you can have a good response.
And we got a lot to look forward to with Pidge, especially with you still trying to find your family.
Yeah.
So how is that emotional development going to come into season 2?
I mean, that storyline carries through for sure into season 2. It's, I think, probably the strongest through line of any of the characters really on the show. We have other ones that sort of come up and bubble up as the season continues, but Pidge's is such a strong through line for that character.
I think that what we did with Pidge on the show is really like the biggest departure from the original and what brings the most heart to the show. And a lot of people were asking about Bex's voice performance, because she's done a lot of voiceover work before. But I mean, she's incredible. Like, and there's honestly, no one else who could beat Pidge.
The first time we heard Bex's audition, we were like, one, this is Pidge. Then she came in, and we were like, two, this is definitely Pidge. Like she just embodies, that character so well. It's inspirational to watch in the booth.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So season 2 is coming January 20th, just announced. And thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.